Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Today we're going to have another grammar class and we will be covering prepositional phrases. Let's get into it, see what it looks like. Okay, so today we'll be talking about prepositional phrases. Let's look at your objectives. So by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to understand what prepositional phrases are and you will be able to use them to improve your writing and your reading. But before we get into that, let's look at what we'll be covering. The next 4 lessons that we'll be covering they will still be grammar. We're going to be covering 5 types of phrases. Today is going to be prepositional, but the next 4 types will be prepositional, will be gerund phrases, participial phrases, infinitive phrases, and appositive phrases. So today let's focus on prepositional. You might have an idea by the end of the lesson. You will also have an idea of what the other types of phrases will be. So what is a prepositional phrase and what does it express? We see that they express different things in the sentence. For example, they express location. You can look at the sentence. He put the book on the oak dining room table. Direction, he went down the street. And they express time. In spring, the cherry blossoms bloom. They express manner, feeling, attitude. He jumped back in surprise. Now, how do we identify a prepositional phrase? Right? The name suggests a prepositional phrase is a combination of a preposition and a noun. So when you have a sentence, you know that to identify your prepositional phrase, you need to first identify a preposition, and what follows this preposition will be the prepositional phrase. Now, the definition that we have is any short phrase that begins with a preposition that is followed by a noun, pronoun, gerund, or short clause. Let's look at these 4 examples that we have below. Preposition plus noun. Example, on the table. Preposition plus pronoun, behind me. Preposition plus gerund, before leaving. Preposition plus short clause, on top of the mountain. Okay, now let's look at different ways you can use prepositional phrases. They can be used as nouns, they can be used as adverbs, and as adjectives. Now let's see if you can do a little exercise with this. Let's go back to the sentences that we had. So let's look at this one. So what I want you to do now is pause the video and try to identify the prepositional phrase in the sentence and tell me how this prepositional phrase is used. So is it used as a noun, or as an adverb, or as an adjective? You will do the same thing with the following sentences. He went down the street. Yeah. So that's what you're doing. You're just identifying the prepositional phrase, and then you're telling me how it is used in the sentence. Now let's look at this new sentence. In this one sentence, we have I'm not going to tell you how many prepositional phrases we have in the sentence. It's for you to find out and for you to tell me which prepositional phrase is used as a noun, which one is used as an adverb, and which one is used as an adjective. In this one sentence, you have all 3 of these. So it's going to be for you to find out. Now let's look at more examples. To steal the queen's diamond would be a terrible crime. Now, why I have this sentence here is because it's not going to be very obvious. The prepositional phrase here is not going to be very obvious. And I'm going to tell you which part of this sentence is the prepositional phrase. Is to steal the queen's diamond. This is the prepositional phrase. It is used here as a noun. This is the crime that you would commit. So instead of saying, here you have to steal, you have the infinitive. So when you know the infinitive is it's never conjugate. You never conjugate it. It's not affected by time. So you have to steal. To steal means stealing. It's like another way you could use that would be the gerund. So to steal or stealing the queen's diamond, this is the noun. This is the crime. Stealing the queen's diamond would be a terrible crime. What would be a terrible crime? Stealing the queen's diamond or to steal the queen's diamond. So here it is used as a noun. The second one is I would love. Okay, so let's skip the second one altogether because it's kind of it might be a little complicated. So let's move directly. Let's jump directly to the third one. The undiscovered country from whose born no traveler returns. So what I'm gonna do here is just that with this one, try to find out where the prepositional clause is, the prepositional phrase is, and how it's used. So this is something from Shakespeare, from Hamlet. When Shakespeare talks about death, you know, death is a mystery. Nobody knows what it is. That sentence means when you die, you cannot return from death and to talk about it. So you die and you don't return. This is what it means. So in this sentence, you have the word born. It's an old way of saying boundary. So that sentence means death is the undiscovered country from whose boundaries no traveler returns. So this is literally what it means. Now, what you should avoid doing is fall into the trap of committing confusion, of creating confusion. So if you look at this next one, you have to avoid setting yourself up for ambiguity. So using prepositional phrase can cause your reader to not really understand what you mean. Let's read this sentence. I knew a man with a wooden leg named Smith. Now, obviously, Smith was the name of the man with the wooden leg. But somebody might ask you, what was the name of his other leg? You see the idea? So this might sound a little bit corny, but in terms of a joke, it might be a little bit corny. But this is a good example to show you how confusion might arise when you use prepositional phrases. For a sentence like this, instead of saying, I knew a man with a wooden leg named Smith, I would say, I knew a man named Smith who had a wooden leg. So I would just get rid of the prepositional phrase altogether. So again, avoid setting yourself up for ambiguity. Try to not fall into the trap of creating confusion. Now, when we introduced the lesson today, we said that prepositional phrases can help you write better. They can help you improve in your reading and writing. So how? How do they do that? So let's see this little notice that I have here for you. Prepositional phrases can help you to add detail to your descriptive writing and to make your sentence more vivid. So what that means is if you're writing something, you want your reader to be able to see what you are telling them. It's like you are trying to create a picture for the reader to see. You see, it's like you're trying to make your sentence come alive. You're trying to give life to your sentence. So this is what prepositional phrases can help you do. They can help you achieve just that. All right, now let's look at the second bullet point. It says understanding prepositional phrases can make you a stronger It's not string. It's not stringer. It's stronger. Can make you a stronger writer and a stronger reader. One thing you need to understand about them is that no part of a prepositional phrase can be the subject of a sentence. Um, so let's see. We're going to try to do a little exercise here. We're going to try to add prepositional phrases to this simple sentence that we have. It's I watched the rain fall. I watched the rain fall. This is the simple sentence that we have. Now, I transformed it into something more vivid. Now, because I added prepositional phrases and then I had from my window, I watched the rain fall on the fields of corn behind my house. Um, Now, how do they help you understand what you read? Like we said earlier, no part of a prepositional phrase can be the subject of the sentence. So let's look at this sentence. In the hallway of the school, the photo of Mr. Routledge frightened the children of all ages. So now we're going to try to identify the subject, the verb, and the object. So you will pause the video, you will identify the prepositional phrases, you will remove them, and you will be left with the subject. And you will be able to tell me which is the subject, which is the verb, and which is the object. And you will do the same thing with the second sentence. And you will be able to see how it can help you understand better what you read. Okay, now what I have for you, this you might have guessed it. You will have another homework. This is gonna be your homework. You will use these prepositional phrases that I have here. So, and also they are useful prepositional phrases. One thing you need to know is there is a lot of prepositional phrases that people use all the time that are set prepositional phrases. They never change. They are set in stone. They are like expressions, if you will. For example, you have under construction, for real, at the same time, at risk, on board, under treatment. You see, by nature, out of place. So all of these useful prepositional phrases that I have here for you, you will use them in the sentence, and you will do all of the things that we did in the lesson today with them. For you will tell me how they are used, if they are used as nouns, as adverbs, or as adjectives. And yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting thing for you to just go around them and use them in sentences. Try to make the sentences come alive. Make your sentences more vivid. All right, so you have this first column of prepositional phrases, the second one, and then you have this one and this last one. And guys, this is the end. You also you had another last time. So now I guess this is really the last one. And this is the end of the lesson. So guys, thank you and see you in the next video.